This is Steel Dragon for the Sony PlayStation 2. This was released in 2005. All I know about the plot is that we're just fighting machines. That hot button topic at the moment, will AI take over our future? But that's not what I'm here to talk about. For now, we're just talking about the gameplay to Steel Dragon. It's a shoot 'em up. Has about roughly 8 stages. I could be wrong, but that is what I counted. And its unique selling point is that various buttons perform different shooting functions. Such as, well, to my recollection, all I remember is holding the triangle button shot out a broad stroke of bullets, whereas holding X gave a narrower funnel and slowed you down, which you'll see me using against some bullet hells every once in a while. It's good for slowing down and making those narrow dodges, as you'll see. I did finish the game. It's about just under half an hour. I did lose a couple of continues, but it does look as if it has limitless credits. Not that it really matters, because I'm on hard mode, and even that actually proved fairly easy. At least by shoot 'em up standards. Or at least what little experience I have with shoot 'em ups. But we're not really here to talk about Steel Dragon. I'm sure some of you are quite pleasantly surprised to see a video from me pop up, given that I haven't even uploaded anything for the last 3 years, when I unceremoniously just decided to call it quits. I'll just start off with just telling you guys what I've been up to for the last 3 years. Well, some of you may recall that I am on Twitch, but those 3 years ago, during the height of the pandemic, fond memories of that, I acquired myself an Xbox, and I looked at the fact of the matter that, well, at the time I thought it had the entire library. I would find out otherwise among other things with that system, but I digress. But at the time, I had also been hanging out with, and still am to this day, with a particular community on Twitch called The Challengers, headed up by none other than Sharpie and Sting X2, who are Sega and PlayStation challengers respectively. Sharpie has beaten the Sega Genesis and accessories to this date, and the Sega Saturn, and is currently engaged in the Sega Dreamcast for the North American library. But again, I digress. I bought myself a modified Xbox with a majority of the library on it, and I started looking at what I had in my hands, and thought to myself, why don't I just tip my hand to the challenge life? And so I did, and I've been at it for the last 3 years. Though in the last several months, I have in fact expanded into all things 6th generation. That sort of thing being GameCube, the original Xbox, Game Boy Advance, that sort of thing. Essentially looking to play all the North American and PAL libraries respectively, pushing myself through those games whether I like it or not. Long-time viewers of my challenge will no doubt recall Transworld Surf. We still talk about that game once in a while to this day. I beat that for the Xbox. And generally, for all those 3 years, I have been pretty happy with what I've been doing. I have my bad days with my challenge every once in a while, but I know that I can push through it. I have beaten, in these almost 3 years now, October will be my 3rd anniversary for what I'm doing, I have beaten some 70 plus games to date. Well, individual titles. I'm sure if I were to pick out all the individual games out of the compilations in the process, I would no doubt that I've beaten that much more. I would say probably over 80 games, maybe close to 90, if I had to take a guess. It's certainly been quite a learning experience and game-changing experience as well, in a manner of speaking, in that how I approach a new video game of that era is a lot more focused and committed. And I've even been playing the occasional sports games and other such titles and genres that I would otherwise never normally go out of my way to play, as they're simply part of the libraries. Played a handful of kiddie games every once in a while. I actually went through all of the Mega Man Anniversary Collection, which is those games for the NES and the Super Nintendo respectively, and the PlayStation, which is something I would never have otherwise chosen for myself if I was a casual normie streamer. So there's definitely been a mental build-up of strength and fortitude, but I still have a long way to go, because I've only been in so many games, as it were, and I haven't quite completely pushed myself further outside of the comfort zone just yet, but I know that time will come, and I will be ready to face it when it does. But seeing as I'm here, you're probably wondering what I'm doing here, and I guess I owe you guys an explanation. About 3 years ago, I was just trying to do my best to keep my YouTube channel running full-time alongside my Twitch career, and of course, naturally, I was also trying to take on too many Let's Plays at once on YouTube, so it all just became very overwhelming. There was a few other things going on as well, but I'm keeping those private. But yes, it became too much, and I just unceremoniously just left, and I know some of you weren't too happy about that, and I understand. I apologize. But something has happened to me recently. That's to say that I got curious about the analytics of my channel to see if anyone was still watching, and I've been quite pleasantly surprised at what I've seen. I've been watching the analytics for the last 3 months, and it seems that every time I look at the last 48 hours, my views typically seem to hold between 60 to 80 views on average. I've seen that go down as low as 20, but also seen it shoot up as high as 160. I've been watching the average watch times, and some of you people out there seem to really love some of my videos in particular. I noticed Blood is still going especially strong. I've even looked at views on a yearly basis. I'm looking at 2022 right now, and that nearly got 18,000 views. And it looks like the average watch time for some of these videos, especially my first-person shooter Let's Plays, seem to hold decent retention. I am seeing some videos that only hold about 30 seconds, but I'm not surprised by that, so it doesn't worry me too much. But I figure if my channel is still getting views remotely at all, maybe now's the time to start utilizing some of my Twitch VODs into a project of sorts onto my YouTube channel. Two such examples that spring to mind are taking compilations of arcade games and such and turning them into their own individual videos with such titles as Capcom Classics Collection or Taito Legends. I've also been doing Monday Night Melee with my brother, who goes by the name Goatboy. I've started recording our matches from those events, and I will be posting those as we speak. Those, and I've especially just been given thought to the original content that I'd like to bring to YouTube. I'm thinking most likely Army Man games, maybe some singular maps for Doom with Project Brutality, maybe finish the expansion packs for some games that I Let's Played. Those are just some ideas bouncing around in my head. that pretty much about wraps up everything on my mind that there is to say about it, all this in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the rest of the Steel Dragon video. One last note, I do have a coffee account. I just decided to make one. I'm not doing anything special with it, but if you guys want to use that to financially support me and give me a boost, go for it. There it is. Have fun with it. Alright, enjoy the rest of the Steel Dragon footage. I'm going to leave you guys to it. I hope to see you all on YouTube or over at Twitch very soon. All the links for said sources are down below. Thank you all for watching. See you all next time.